Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your day. Guys, please like, subscribe, and share. But always when I touch on something with Scientology or something with, I don't know, such polar opposites, I guess, there's often, a big division. I want to bridge the gap. I do. So guys, Aaron, who has just been a mess with his life and has just, it's disgusting because he has used people. He literally he destroyed Lindsay, and you know what he did? Now, is Lindsay responsible for some of that? Yes, but only after she took him back a second time. Okay, not even the first time after she took him back, because we all think, oh, they're going to change. We're going to make them change. They're going to love us enough to change. Okay? So, but the second time, after that time, then you could say, hey, Lindsay, you know what? Maybe you could have paid more attention. And I think that's fair. In being a counselor, it's fair to say, hey, listen, you've got to look around and see. When somebody shows you who they are, honey, you've got to believe who they are. They're showing you. And if they're speaking poorly about somebody else, it's not the somebody else. If it's everybody else, it's the person that's speaking about him. And Aaron doesn't speak nicely about a lot of people. So you got to kind of say, what's the common denominator there? Jenna, I think he sought Jenna because of her last name. That's what I think. That's what I think. Because I don't think Aaron cares about anybody but Aaron. And I think that as somebody that's supposed to, somebody who can call somebody else out on their behavior, on their poor behavior, I think that he definitely should be called out on his poor behavior. But these two women have been really hurt by him, and Nora as a friend was hurt by him, yes? And now Nora is supposed to have changed a leaf. We're going to see if Nora's turned over a new leaf. And this is going to only just be my opinion, guys. So it's just my opinion, right? So the whole thing with the Louis Repetto thing, which check out Mrs. J about that, and the videos that I did live with Mrs. J about that, because she's got a whole series about Louis Repetto. And, there's a question about, is something okay? And what has Nora done to make that right? Because, see, that's not good either. So, listen, this whole thing happened, my video happened, because I wanted to respond to Jenna's video. And then I saw Lindsay's live, which I was a part of, and I did respond to that during Lindsay's live. And I want you guys to see how things could be misinterpreted, and then how people could change their mind, and how a group of people could go and try to, listen, Aaron is the bad guy here. These women are victims of that. Unless they're bad people, they don't deserve, even from each other, okay? But I certainly can understand how they can have, concerns about being friends with each other too. Because they've all been hearing stories, and then they've seen each other's behaviors. They've seen how they can act when their feelings are hurt, or you got to let people be people. You can't just be best friends with somebody because you feel like you've got the secret to their happiness. You don't know what their happiness is. You really just don't. You don't, So anyway, let's investigate this because it's here. Let's check it out. Check it out. See what we can do. This is kind of new for me in a way, so let's just check it out. But guys, just so you know, I was a drugs counselor, and I also worked with inmates inside of the jail for several years, and I was a drugs counselor with kids for several years. I do have schooling in it. I don't have an active KSAC anymore, but I did have an active KSAC. And yeah, a lot of years of experience. And also, I'm 61 years old. I have a little bit of wisdom, so I'm throwing that in there too, and a little bit of common sense. So let's just check it out. But first, I need to read something to you, because I didn't read this, before I spoke on Lindsay's, and I commented on Lindsay's video, and I will show you that. But I had already previously started working on a video about Jenna Miscavige, who I already told you guys I thought went back to Aaron, and I suspected that Lindsay did too after Mike Rinder passed, to be honest. I mean, you could hear that in my video, that I thought that maybe these two women felt bad for him and that Aaron was able to manipulate Mike's passing to further his manipulations. So anyway, let's read this, because this is 10 days ago, and anyway, I'm writing this. This is Jenna Miscavige. I'm writing this publicly because I want to express myself without fear of misrepresentation. Over the past few weeks, I haven't responded to certain messages from Nora because I feel I can't trust that private conversations won't be misrepresented and exploited for content. I'm posting this here so that nothing I say gets twisted. I want to make it clear how this person's actions have impacted me. Instead of supporting me, this is the same person who, just a few weeks back, called me a "see you next Tuesday" in a video. My voice has been diminished, and I have been portrayed in a way that is reductive and disempowering. By framing anything I say that is contrary to their agenda as evidence that I'm just under the spell of narcissistic abuse. An environment has been created where I can't speak for myself. An environment has been created where I can't speak for myself. This approach infantiles me, belittles my power, and hijacks the narrative about my life to one where I am a weak, hapless, controlled victim, and everything I say will be disregarded, all while claiming to do the opposite. This person assumes to know best about my circumstances and what's best for me, insisting that I and others take on their point of view and course of action, or else. Peer pressure, shaming, and public attacks are being orchestrated. These methods are highly controlling, deceptive, and destructive, and are extremely reminiscent of what I risked everything to escape from in Scientology. Using narcissistic abuse as a way to avoid responsibility for one's own actions is not something I am willing to be a part of. All of the cruel and destructive videos made by this person over the past year that no one asked for or made them do are now conveniently written off as a result of being under the influence of narc abuse. But the real proof of responsibility for these attack videos is the fact that they are still being made into a career by this person. This person of behavior continues to regularly tear down so many people who have been brave enough to speak out about Scientology. None of these people are perfect, and even the occasional criticism is understandable. But for someone to make it their sole job to destroy the hard work these people have done, ruthlessly attack, and tell lies about the only two foundations that exist to help people leave and who have left Scientology is a huge red flag. Audiences have no way of knowing how untrue this person's statements are, but I do. They are being taken on a gleeful ride with wild conspiracy theories, hypocrisy, contradictions, and outright lies, and I will not have my name used to give any credibility to it. If somebody thinks that everyone else's way of exposing Scientology is wrong, or they could do it better, then just do it better. Stop tearing people down and victimizing members of this community. Destruction is being caused in my name, and I want no part in it. My circumstances were already difficult enough. Now they have been used to rip apart the community that I am very much a part of, and that so many people have found happiness and solace in. Stop speaking for me. Stop diminishing me. Stop pretending to know what's happening in my life. Stop using me to hurt other people. Stop using me to hurt people. I can and will speak for myself. Wow. Well, I got to tell you, there's nothing wrong with that statement at all. There is nothing wrong with it, and I guess it's fair to assume maybe she's talking about, oh no, Nora, or whatever Nora's calling herself now. And listen, people are saying that Nora has taken a turn, But I do see that it is a career for Nora to be talking about Aaron. I think that that's, telling somebody what to put out there is, yet I'm guilty of it myself. I think that beating a dead horse when it came to Mike Rinder and, at the end of his life, I think that was enough. That's just how I felt about it. Aaron's a grown man. He has a lot of things. I think he should fight his own battles. That's only my opinion. Okay? I think that Nora did co-sign Aaron's behavior and spoke poorly about... there's no doubt she said that, because I believe I heard that. She called you that. And I can see where her using you, Jenna, to further her agenda of showing how Aaron is a bad guy, definitely. And listen, you don't need to be used for that. So I get that. You owe nobody that. I can only say to you, Jenna Miscavige, that, you were 21 years old when you lost everything and had the guts to leave Scientology. And nobody should take that away from you. You have a story to tell. I'm not saying you're a perfect person. I don't know you at all. But I think that you were somebody who put a video out so that you would end this thing with Aaron, just like you said. And then you had a change of heart at some point along the line. That's all I think you did here. I'm sorry that that's what happened, in my opinion, or that's what I suspect happened here. And I don't think that's going to change Aaron's behavior. And I think you already know that. And you will have enough when you have enough. Nobody has ever said that Aaron has been physical. Juliana and Aaron, I can't even say they both, nobody should put their hands on. Certainly nobody should put their hands on anybody, and I think that Aaron should have definitely found a better way of getting away from Juliana than twisting her off and her falling into a building and hitting her head and him running from it, looking like that and running from it, and somebody from across the street looking like they were going to help this woman who had a hell of a gash on her head. So anyway, guys, when I'm talking... Listen, Nora, I don't know what's going on with Nora, if Nora is responding poorly to this. I think it's fair that this woman feels the way she feels. She has friends that probably she can talk to. Maybe she could even talk to her ex-husband about how she feels. They're supposed to be very good friends, it seems like. I saw a video of it. So maybe she doesn't want to trauma bond with certain people because... getting in that puddle cuddle or that cuddle puddle of misery can feel good for some people, but not so good for some people. Some people don't want to sit in it. Some people want it to light a fire up their ass and that they go and it motivates them. And I'm hoping that Jenna's that way. I like Lindsay very, very much. And Lindsay... was a drugs counselor. I don't know the position she has now. And I've supported Lindsay. Here's what I don't support, and I'm just going to be clear about it. I am not going to sit there and take somebody else's relationship that they have over and over again that is toxic. Anybody's. Not people that I know forever. I'm not going to take it over and over and over again and go through the heartache and the misery and hearing the same story over and over again for them to go back. No. Let's take that. Let's move forward. I'm not going to go back. I don't want to hear about it. I don't. Lindsay, you said that hurt your feelings when I said to you, I don't want to talk about it. In all fairness, we were working on something about addiction for, a channel that we could do together to help people. And you kept talking about Aaron because your heart was broken. I get that. I was just not the person to take that on. I can't take that on in my life. I don't want that. I was a counselor before, and I get that you were hurt. And I wasn't trying to be insensitive. I stay away from toxic relationships. So if I'm not going to put myself in one and go through all of that, why would I do it for somebody else? Because here's the thing. You are only responsible, and you only have control over how you act. You can't control how you feel. I get that. It'll take forever. It took me 7 years to get over Jennifer. 7 years. But I pulled myself away. I had to pull myself away because I know who I am. And in order for me to heal, I had to pull myself away before I could reach out and be a friend to her. Because that's the ultimate goal that I wanted, was to be in her life. But I knew that if I stayed in her life, she was going to take me down. Because during those 7 years, her life was hell. My life was not. I didn't sign up for that. I don't want that. I didn't want that. So if I decide that I don't want to take that from somebody, that's my decision. It wasn't said to hurt your feelings. We only have control over how we behave, how we react, how we respond. I don't think these videos that you guys put up with your feelings being so raw is good. You guys keep taking them down. Put them up and on private. Don't let anybody see them if you need to release that. Do it. I get that. But there's things you guys are putting up that you're sorry about putting up, in all honesty. Now tell me that's not coming from a place of concern. That advice. Tell me that that's not coming from that. I've never once asked, what happened with Lindsay? I didn't need to know the details. All I wanted to do was push her forward. Let's take that. Let's go. Use it as a spark. Nothing's better than revenge, than success. But I'm not going to take that on. I'm just not. Okay? I feel like things like that should inspire us. And here's the thing. When somebody complains over and over again, anybody, about the same situation, it's really to either think that I have some sort of magic bean in my pocket that will give them the answer to make them not feel the pain that they have. I don't have that magic bean. Or it's that you need to keep repeating the story over and over again so that you no longer actually feel it. Kind of like a Scientology thing, like that thing that you kind of repeated to get the needle right. And I just mean that as a comparison. It is kind of like that. But I'm not into that. I'm just not into that. So I just don't have the magic potion to make the pain go away. I just don't. I think that we should watch Jenna's video. And I think that, seriously, Nora, there's a lot of stuff. It took you a long time, Nora, right? And it took Lindsay a long time to really get over Aaron. If Lindsay's really over him. And you know what? I don't know, because, if you're over somebody, you don't keep talking about him. You're still trying to get over them if you're talking about him. And that's anybody. That's anybody. So I guess what I'm saying in all of this is, we're still here blaming women and blaming people that are victims of somebody who's really, really bad. And all three, Jenna, Nora, and Lindsay, and I know it doesn't matter who was hurt the most here. It doesn't. It really doesn't. It took everybody a minute to get out of here. And everybody saw bad behavior when it came to Aaron. Lindsay, if you saw Jenna laughing at Aaron making fun of somebody, and that wouldn't have been the first time that Lindsay would have seen Aaron's nastiness, and because he said bad things about Nora, and she kind of co-signed it because she loved Aaron, and Nora co-signed his bad behavior because she was friends with him. And now it's Jenna's turn, and you guys are upset because she's not where you're at, or she's not handling it the way that you guys want her to handle it, or she hasn't had enough yet. I just think that she will. You guys know that she will. you know that Aaron is going to do the same thing again. So, I had written, just show grace to her. Just understand, like, where you were at. I don't think what she wrote was a bad thing. She put out there, hey, I don't trust Nora. She called me a cunt. And it wasn't that long ago. I mean, is that wrong? Is that a lie? Is that not true? Why shouldn't Nora earn Jenna's trust? If it's important to Nora, let her earn it, because she did put that video out. She was speaking differently. People have said Nora's taken a turn. Okay, well, I too would like to give the chance before I change my opinion. I acknowledge, okay, it seems that way. Good, I've acknowledged it in another video. It doesn't even matter what I think, really. It doesn't, What matters is the behavior of it. So, that's it. So, I just want to see a more consistency in her pattern before I'm all on board with Nora. But I will certainly recognize the positive things. Of course I will. So anyway, guys, all right, guys, tell me what you think. This is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I'm sure you'll tell me what you think. People from the Scientology things, they don't hold back. Hey, guys. So, come to the end of this video. And at the very end, I put about 10 minutes of Lindsay's video. And I've cut parts of it that I want you to see. But if you want to see the whole video, it's Lindsay's live video. That was January, I want to say 31st, because it happened after midnight, 2025. My problem with all of this is two things. One thing is, Jenna just hasn't gotten to where Lindsay has gotten and where Nora has gotten as a friend. They supported Aaron regardless of what they saw, and I get that because they love him. But now they're like blaming Jenna and not giving her the time to go through her process. Nobody can tell you guys anything about Aaron. It's the same difference with her. And when I say give her grace, I mean allow her that. Allow her that, okay? And you can see my comments. You can see me type in my comments. You can see how Lindsay responds to my comments. And you can also see how the chat responds to my comments. And you can see how some people are trying to stir the pot. Shit stirs. And some people are like trying to just say, hey, guys, check it out. And don't forget, be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Guys, please remember to be kind. When there are people that are going through trauma and they share that with you, I know that it's hard if they don't give you the reciprocation that you think you deserve, but that's really your expectation. They don't owe anybody anything. Their process of healing is their process of healing, just like our process of healing is our process of healing. It's called grace, guys. Just let's give people grace to heal and give them a chance. Just give them a chance. Be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Always be kind. Thanks, guys.
I've been thinking about something for a few days. Not like it's consumed me or anything, but just something on my mind. And I'd heard people refer to it. And so I read JM's community post again tonight and actually got a little offended. Not personally, I guess, but just for kind of everyone. And, I can speak about whatever I want. And I know there's going to be people in this chat that say, why would you even comment on it? Because a lot of people think that I'm the source of everything. I'm to blame because I'm not Scientology's sweetheart. If my mental health isn't okay, my substance abuse is usually not okay. And same the other way, because both must be treated simultaneously. That's fact. Because you cannot stay sober if your mental health is lacking. This past year, my mental health was lacking and you saw it. I let people think I was crazy. And I didn't dispute it very much. And there's reasons for that. Jenna has ignored me since I haven't given her the information she wanted. And I will not give her information because she doesn't care that women were threatened by her fucking non-boyfriend situationship. And you should be ashamed of that, Jenna. I thought you were better than that. You were willing to let me get in the middle of more things and ask me more things about what people said because you're so worried about what people say to you. But you are the one that is causing your own pain at this point from continuing. And so I hear this woman say 14 months. It was bad from the beginning. And I'm shocked. I'm shocked because I never even got a lot of that pain, a lot of that stuff. I got most of it, but it was over 5 years. And um, I'm not saying anything's worse than the other. I don't mean how to, I don't know how to explain it. It's just very alarming to where it progresses to the next woman, I believe. You know what I'm saying? You guys, let me know in the chat, comment and let me know what you think of what I'm saying. Am I right? Am I wrong? I don't know. I just don't like seeing people trying to help a woman and then she shits on them. I don't know how to say it nicely. I just don't know. I really tried hard with her too, and I kept our conversation secret, like she asked me to. Reminds me of Aaron keeping things secret. I don't know if it's a Scientology thing or an evil person thing. I don't know. It makes me think maybe I was totally wrong about her because I saw her laugh next to Aaron when he's saying stuff about Down syndrome people, and she thought it was hilarious, and I thought she was disgusting for it. A new friend of mine, I consider my friend, Nora. Nora was one of the only motherfuckers that stood up. Why is that? That took some fucking balls. I know everything about Mike Render. Everything Mike Render said was the fucking truth. Every goddamn word. You better believe it. I was fucking there. I've been thinking about something for a few days. Not like it's consumed me or anything, but just something on my mind. And I'd heard people refer to it. And so I read JM's community post again tonight and actually got a little offended. Not personally, I guess, but just for kind of everyone. And, you know, I can speak about whatever I want. And I know there's going to be people in this chat that say, why would you even comment on it? Because a lot of people think that I'm the source of, is that a Scientology thing? What is it? It's exactly like Aaron. I'll tell you, they're the same person. The way that they act in a lot of ways. I'm not saying, I don't know if she abuses people or not. I don't believe so. But I'm just saying the way that they lie and do what they do. I caught her in lies to me and I don't like it. And I was straight up honest with her. Do you know how many people I've seen say that her reputation is gone to shit now and she's not reliable? I don't believe that's right, that should have been said. I don't believe her reputation is ruined. But people don't care. People are vicious. And so I hope that's not the case. DCF told me not to have Aaron around my child. I don't like when people hold resentments against other people. Like, get over yourself. Hey, Nene. Do you think that she takes time out of her day every single day to check on me? Or to answer me? Or to calm me down from an anxiety attack for 2 hours out of the goodness of her fucking heart? A lot of the things in the Scientology movement is they say don't forgive. Did you guys know that? Yeah, Nora actually goes to therapy. Thank you, Nico. And everybody knows I hated Nora more than anybody. Does everybody know that? I fucking hated her. I wanted to go after her. But guess what? That didn't happen. Because she proved to me, we had a talk. She was honest with me. And I respected that. No, nobody else did. I know you do, Toddy. I care about you too. I still consider you a friend, and I'm sorry how I acted towards you when I was in my low point. I really am. I owe you a big apology. No, it's not about Mike Render at all. What it is to me is about being hurt to being used by her, lied to. I forgive though, but I can still me to heal through it. I don't want anybody to hate her. I like her a lot. She was very sweet. There's just stuff she's going through just like I did. I went crazy. She didn't go crazy, I don't think. But I still have feelings about it. Am I not allowed to have feelings about stuff? I don't understand. I didn't like when she gaslit. If you read that whole thing, she gaslit everybody and made us think we're crazy for believing she ever said that he abused her. Basically. So I'm going to finish this up, okay? And then we can talk. Oh yeah, nothing was orchestrated against Jenna. I knew nothing about it. I'm a victim too, and I'm sick of people telling me I'm not. I've been dealing with this for so long. Nobody give a fuck about me. Like hardly anybody did. I literally was so like fucked up from everybody coming at me that I lost my mind. And I'm not blaming anybody. I just didn't know how to handle it. I'm finally in therapy again, 5 days a week. I'm fucking blessed right now. Trauma therapy. I needed this forever. Thank you guys. Toddy, I'm sorry. I didn't understand what you were saying at first. I get what you're saying now. I just got a lot going through my head, and this was not to do anything to Jenna. It was just because I was hurt because I didn't understand that I tried hard to be there, and just she was like a mean girl to me. And I don't like to be used. It triggers me really bad. I didn't think that you. No, I didn't say you blame me. Someone said it to you, I think. Are you talking to me? Toddy?